Bongpyeong. South Korea. There were 12 countries competing Thursday in the third Olympic showing of men's ski cross. And for the first time since ski cross Olympic debut in 2010, none of the 31 skiers were from America, where the sport was born in the 1990s. Sad. I say, sad, said Chris Uncle E. Ernst, who forged the first ski cross races with his Lords of the Boards Supercross races at California's Homewood ski area in the late 1990s, ferrying the sport to its X Games debut in Crested Butte in 1998. It's the stepchild of freestyle. Sort of like the parallel giant slalom of snowboarding. Just not enough funding for all to go around. And it markets and targets to an older demo. The pipe, slope and big air are where the youngsters are focusing, and the results don't lie. But Canada, France, Austria, Slovenia, Switzerland, Russia and Sweden have taken up where the U.S. has slacked, funding development programs that nurture the growth of young ski cross racers as well as alpine racers lured to the thrill of cross racing. It's paid off for Canada, which brought 4 skiers to the Olympics, 2 of them making the 4-man big final. Canadian Brady Leman won gold on Thursday after winning 3 of 4 heats, including a climactic big final in a day of big crashes and come-from-behind wins. Mark Bischofberger of Switzerland, which also fielded 4 cross skiers in South Korea, took silver, while Russia's Sergei Ridzik ended his country's South Korean medal drought with bronze. Canada's veteran ski cross racer Chris Del Bosco, who was born in Colorado Springs and raised in Vail, posted the most spectacular crash of the day, sending it almost 30 feet off one of the final jumps, flying upside down before crashing head-first into the hard-packed snow. He gave a wave while getting hauled away on a sled en route to the hospital. A team spokesman said he was stable, with good vitals despite a potential pelvis injury. Del Bosco, who many consider one of the fastest skiers in ski cross, had fallen in seating on an off-kilter turn that banks down the hill. During his first heat, he tapped the brakes heading into that turn and 2 racers snuck past him. He got a little antsy, I think, said Canadian ski cross coach Stanley Hare, who thought Del Bosco might have been off balance heading into a steep jump racers called the quarterpipe. He wasn't in a very good position when he hit that. He was probably butt on bindings, and that's why it shot him straight up. I think he could have won the aerials today. If Del hadn't have made that little mistake, we might have had 4 in the finals. They were on fire today. During training, Del Bosco and other racers worked with race organizers to adjust some of the jumps to help control the speed. During practice runs, they were flying way too deep off the jumps, landing in the flats. They made some good fixes, but you definitely have to be on it. You have to be balanced in the air. If you don't execute, then there are risks involved. I felt the speeds were way better today than in training, said Canada's Kevin Drury, who jostled with Ridzik in the big final and they both fell. Drury kicked a ski, immediately disqualifying him. Ridzik kept his skis on. Duck walked up a jump and finished many seconds behind the 2 leaders for bronze. The U.S. once had a robust ski cross scene, with former ski racers like Zach and Reggie Christ, Darren Rolves and Casey Puckett pioneering the first ever ski cross races. The races were crowd favorites at the Aspen X Games, a sort of NASCAR on skis with a simple premise. The first one down wins. The X Games hosted ski cross races from 1998 to 2013 and returned the races in 2016 but have not held any since. The late January X Games often overlaps with Ski Cross World Cup contests in Europe. The U.S. sent Puckett and Rolves to the first-ever Olympic men's ski cross race in 2010. In Russia in 2014, there was one American racer, John Teller, and the Pyeongchang Games had 0. U.S. Ski and Snowboard does not fund ski cross racing, which means U.S. World Cup ski cross racers must pay for their own travel, training, coaches and racing. The U.S. has two promising men's ski cross racers, Tyler Wallish and Steamboat Springs' Brant Crossan. Crossan posted a career-best 24th at a World Cup race in Italy in December. Wallish finished 16th in the same race. Neither were able to clinch their Olympic berths with two top three finishes in the 7 Olympic qualifiers. It's almost like they need the results before they get the support. Which is half backwards, said Canadian coach Hare. His country, like the U.S., doesn't have ski cross race tracks, so his team travels to Europe to train. And Canada supports its ski cross team with funding for travel, coaches and training programs. That support has helped him recruit ski racers and strong skiers to join the Canadian team. You need to attract someone who can do this first. And the only way you can attract them is to offer them a program. Hare said. Not, here's a program but you have to pay 50 grand. Hares points to Sweden, where resorts across the country have cross tracks and weekly races. Skiers register online and their results are posted on the internet, giving the country's ski cross coaches the ability to identify strong cross skiers. And those resorts also have kids cross courses, where ski school groups can play and race. Major ski resorts in the U.S. are hardly keen to add more high-dollar venues to the country's world-leading supply of Olympic-caliber halfpipes and terrain parks. Those parks most certainly have helped the U.S. dominate Olympic slopestyle and halfpipe competitions. Hare thinks the best bet for developing a ski cross scene is at smaller resorts. The big resorts, they don't see the value in it. But some of the smaller mountains might. You don't need a ton of vertical and it adds excitement to runs. He said, it's such a fun sport and everyone loves it.